Hey there, this is the One Boom, and having a pro mentality is crucial when it comes to mastering Call of Duty and achieving success in the game. It's not just about having the skills, it's about having the right mindset to consistently improve and overcome obstacles. In today's video, we're going to dive into the importance of a pro mentality and how to develop it over time. One of the biggest challenges that players face when trying to improve their skills is their own mindset. Often, we get discouraged by our performance and give up too easily. We start to doubt our abilities and question whether we're good enough to play the game at a high level. Another major issue is a lack of effective practice techniques, which we'll talk about soon. Many players just honestly play the game mindlessly without a clear plan or strategy in place. They don't take the time to analyze their gameplay even, so it's difficult for them to identify areas for improvement and work on fixing those issues. Additionally, many players struggle with staying motivated and focused. I know I do. They get bored with the game or they lose interest when they're not winning. This lack of motivation leads to a lack of consistent practice, which in turn hinders their ability to improve. This is how you have people that have been playing COD for like 10 years and they just do not fucking improve. Furthermore, some players are held back by their fear of failure. They're afraid to try new things, take risks, or push themselves outside of their comfort zone. And because Call of Duty is this thing that it's like a electronic toy that we interact with after school, after work, in between our actual jobs, our actual lives, it's hard to go outside of your comfort zone within your comfort zone because Call of Duty is escapism. So Call of Duty is in essence a sign of a comfort zone if you are able to sit down and play hours of Call of Duty. And if you're the type of person that plays hours of Call of Duty and is watching a video like this, it is in some ways your comfort zone. So going out of it within it is something that a lot of people never mess with. And then of course another common issue is lack of patience. Players want to see immediate results and get frustrated when they don't improve quickly enough. They will go on YouTube and they will look up best loadout or best tips for Warzone or best sensitivity. What is Optic Shots using on his controller settings? That's what people do. They immediately want the success and the dopamine from, hey, what's my best weapon? What's my best loadout? What are my best settings? How do I get better? And they want that immediate improvement. They think that if they spend a couple hours watching videos, shoot some bots, that they should be able to hop in the game and do well. But unfortunately, there is not an equation that you put like tasks into and it, shits out a higher skill player. That's not how improvement works, especially in this field. People expect to go from beginner to pro overnight without putting in the time and effort required to get there. And the reason is because time and effort isn't just something you put in and then see a result. Time and effort is something you are constantly putting in, and the results are something you're constantly putting in. So don't look at it as, I did the hard work and now I get the result. It's, I'm doing the hard work and the results are coming. So instead of, I did the thing and then bang solution, it's trying a little bit more solution, trying a little bit more solution. That's how it happens. It's a staircase. It's a very, very annoyingly tall staircase with very tiny steps. Developing a pro mentality starts with setting specific, measurable, and achievable goals. What do you want to accomplish in the game? What skills do you want to improve? When do you want to achieve those goals is also kind of important because depending on what your time frame is, you're going to have different results. I have a video I'm working on right now about what it's like to try to go back to full-time YouTube while still having a full-time retail job at Walmart and talking about balancing time and life and everything. It's going to be a very personal video. I hope you guys look forward to that. Hit the bell icon to get notified when that video goes live. You have to have a clear plan in place to help you stay focused and motivated. It gives you a sense of direction. Literally, all of life is aiming at a target. If you are not aiming towards a target or a goal, you are aimless. And if you are aimless, then you're just sort of running in circles. Then if you are not serious about improving at Call of Duty, then you will just aimlessly play for years and never see real improvement. There has to be an image in your mind of what you want your gameplay to look like, and then we can move forward towards achieving that image. And it doesn't have to be best of the best pro level stuff either. Like this can be just, hey, I want to win more gunfights. I want to stay alive longer. I want to get at least like a couple large streaks per play session. What would it look like if I could get like a chopper gunner every other game or so? Something simple like that. I'd start there. I wouldn't think like, hey, I want to play like Nade Shot in his prime or like Shotzzy now, anything like that. No. The next step to this would be analyzing your gameplay, identifying the areas for improvement, and then work on fixing the issues you detect within those gameplay areas. This involves watching replays of your matches, identifying mistakes, and creating a plan to correct them. Like, next time you have a really terrible match of Call of Duty, I encourage you, whether you have just the PlayStation or Xbox to record that feature, or using like Shadow Play on PC or whatever it is on AMD, I don't care. OBS, footage, grab it. Why am I specifying this? Grab the footage of your match. It's 2024, you have a way of capturing footage of your match. Record that match, and I want you to watch it back. And make a thing out of it. Sit back at the end of your evening and watch back your worst game, and just like eat a snack and study it. And you'll start to immediately see where you should have done something else. You'll start to immediately see, oh, I'm aiming to the left with this gun consistently, so I'm like adjusting for ghost recoil if it doesn't exist. You can go, hey, I didn't check that corner, or I'm not pre-firing when I know there's going to be an enemy, and you can detect that by watching your footage. So watch your fucking footage. And oftentimes people will say you need to create some sort of like complex plan to correct that. No. Honestly, the emotional impact of watching your own bad gameplay and feeling the sort of embarrassment and frustration of the gameplay going downhill is enough to create an emotional pathway in your brain that will lock the information in. So don't be afraid to be a little upset and mad at your bad gameplay. Watch it like you would watch like your favorite streamer fuck up. You know, let's say you really like watching certain streamers, and when they're really playing bad, you're like, oh man, this guy's cooked, he's toast, he doesn't know what he's doing. Talk about yourself that way, and it'll create that neurological pathway. Because what's the thing we do? Like when we even watch somebody that's like 10 times better than us at Call of Duty, when they start making mistakes, we go, hey, I wouldn't make that mistake. Well, because hindsight's 20/20 and you just watch them make it. So watch yourself make the mistake, and you get how this works. I don't need to keep explaining this, but really try to watch yourself as your own washed up streamer, where you can be like, hey, you're cooked, you suck, you don't know what you're doing, and go from there. Making it more personal and emotional will make it stick in your mind, almost more than most practice would, but we're going to get into that. Practicing with purpose is also essential. Instead of just playing the game mindlessly, you need to have a clear plan in place. What do you want to achieve in that particular session? What skills do you want to work on? Focus on one or two things at a time and make sure you're giving it your all. Don't be afraid to take breaks, analyze your gameplay, and adjust your strategy as needed. One of the most impactful tips I can give you is the importance of mental resilience. It's not about being immune to negative emotions, but about learning to deal with them in a healthy way. When you're playing the game, you're going to face setbacks, losses, and frustrations. It's how you respond to those setbacks that matters. Do you get discouraged and give up, or do you use them as an opportunity to learn and grow? Which is what I would say if I lived in La La Land and have never experienced a negative emotion in my life. Look, as somebody who has streamed a lot of Call of Duty and has lost my fucking head a lot at Call of Duty, really it's a matter of finding humor in it. You are playing with electronic toy, and you're trying to improve at the electronic toy. Inherently, this is funny. You have to be okay with it being funny. If you take it dead serious and you actually tie your ego to it, you're gonna get really fucking angry. In my opinion, in my experience, you will get better at Call of Duty if you get angry at the right things. Getting angry at yourself for not doing the thing you know how to do. Like when you overextend or whiff shots or don't control recoil or don't check a flank or something like that and you lose because of it, get mad about that. Everything else, let it be hyperbole. Let it be a joke. Yeah, it's annoying when you lose to noobs that fucking play like recruit bots. It's annoying when you lose or get knocked off a streak by somebody who's sitting in a corner. But it's also just something you go, wow, you're fucking annoying, and move on. This lamenting thing that I hear people do, this game is fucking awful. I cannot bear this. This is so bad. I work all day. I come home to relax. And it's just like, look, man, you picked up the toy. Now you gotta play with it. And this is how everybody's going to play with the toy. Get mad at yourself for making the same mistake over and over again. Get mad at yourself because you overextended. Get mad at yourself because you got knocked off your streak, got angry that you got knocked off your streak, and then like, hey, I don't have Ghost or Assassin or a Suppressor or Dead Silence or list goes on, and you're like, okay, maybe that's probably why I got overwhelmed. People were pinpointing my location because I was loud and annoying and popping up on their minimap, and be mad at that. Don't be mad at the nature of the game itself. The game is not your fucking problem. You are your fucking problem. So this is where this ties back into practice. You should be mad at yourself if you're not practicing the things you're bad at. Not overextending, not sprinting after a kill, not reloading after every shot fired, not reloading before entering a room. All of those things are something you need to be reviewing for yourself and creating that neurological pathway in your brain with your emotions. You use your emotions to your benefit. That is a pro mentality. You're mad at yourself because you know that you do that thing and you keep doing that thing and it keeps getting you killed, it keeps losing you games, and it's keeping you from being the player you want to be. The image in your mind of what the optimal player is out of reach every time that happens, but it's really not. As long as you remember, damn, I do that thing, that sucks, then it's right back into reach. The only way that that image is out of reach is if you fold and you crash out and make a mess. So don't do that. Mental resilience is often what this is called. And when I use vidIQ, which is a little program that will like write scripts and stuff for you, it keeps talking about mental resilience. And I'm like, that's close to correct, but wrong. And so I don't want to use the term mental resilience anymore in this video. Really what it comes down to is what I was jokingly saying in my Black Ops 1 live commentary video, where I was just playing Black Ops 1 and, you know, a little compilation video. It was pretty fun. At the end of the video, towards the end of the video, I talk about how Call of Duty is just about wanting it more. If you think about what's going on, it's no good. You just have to want it more. You just have to like see the enemy and emotionally want the kill more than they do, and you end up winning. It's literally a battle of spiritual emotions. This is absolutely fundamentally correct. Call of Duty is so simple that it's all about your mood. What matters is your hype level. And you can prove this to yourself. Have you ever played Call of Duty and you start killing somebody on the enemy team and you hear on the death comm, oh, this guy's cheating, oh, this guy's hacking, oh, this guy's such a sweat, and you're making somebody mad, and that perks you up. Or you start going off and your friend's like, go off, do well, love to see it, go on, let him cook, go for it. That hypes you up. The best COD gameplay I've ever seen is just people hyping each other up when they're not in their own heads, when they're not suffocating in noise, when they're not suffocating in even callouts or technical skill. They're relaxed, they're let loose, they're motivated, their ego's just right there on the edge of it. It's like, I know what to do. It's confidence, you know? It's not just ego, really, it's confidence. But that confidence gives you a bit of ego so that when you go into the next match and the next match after that, you know what you're supposed to do. Then you can get mad at yourself when you don't do it. But you know what you're supposed to do is the kind of confidence you need to be going into things with. So everything I look up and watch on YouTube about this subject, and every like script generator I try to use for this topic says mental resilience, and I don't like the term because you don't need to be resilient. You just need to use the stuff that's already happening in your head to your fucking advantage. That will keep you going even when things get tough. It's what gives you the confidence to take risks, try new things, and push yourself outside of your comfort zone. If you're scared of parts of the game, those parts of the game are bigger than you. You need to be bigger than the game. It's a toy, it's in your hands, and you're gonna play it. So, in this video, we discussed the importance of a pro mentality in Call of Duty, common challenges that players face, and strategies to develop that pro mentality. Remember, adopting a pro mentality takes time and effort, but it's worth it in the end. You significantly improve your gameplay and achieve success in the game little by little, iota by iota, and then by the time you're like 6 months into doing it, you won't even recognize your old gameplay anymore. But you have to want it, you have to have a reasonable image in your mind as to what that looks like, and focusing on small things like I want to be able to go on streaks, I want to get better at snapping on a target, and just focusing on those individual things. And so like maybe have 2 goals that you want to achieve and then 2 mistakes that you want to resolve. I keep entering rooms without reloading, and I really wish I could snap my aim onto things better. So you start aim training and you start, minding your ammo. Maybe you adjust your heads-up display so it's a little bit more closed in, so it's easier for you to see your ammo to remind you that you need to be checking your ammo. So thanks for watching. If you have any tips or insights on how to improve on Call of Duty, please share them with me in the comment section below. I don't know what exactly my next video will be, but if you enjoyed this one, I do hope you hit the subscribe button to find out, and I will see you when I see you. Have a good one. Goodbye.
It's their last chance. Nice RPG. And they're all dead. And we win.
Hostile UAV in the area.
Way to fucking go.
Friendly UAV online. We've secured 2 objectives. The mission's complete. Good work.
Fucking, that's how we do it.